We need a solution! What do you mean by that?
We are running out of time.
Clarity emerges from the chaos. Now we execute the plan.
Have you ever wondered why some projects just seem to soar while others crash and burn? Well, it often comes down to one single powerful question: who is truly in charge? In this explainer, we're going to unravel the secrets of project leadership, and I'll show you why getting this one thing right is the absolute key to success. I want you to picture this. You're on a project, and it just feels adrift. Like you're in a sea of confusion. Nobody seems to know who's actually steering the ship, the destination is a total mystery, and you're all just kind of hoping you don't hit an iceberg. Yeah? Sound familiar? We've all been there. And let me tell you, this isn't just bad luck. It's a symptom of a much deeper problem.
And here's the bombshell. This isn't some minor hiccup we're talking about. When leadership roles are fuzzy, it's like a virus that infects the entire project. Accountability just evaporates. Risk starts multiplying like crazy, and the odds of success, they absolutely plummet. It is a recipe for disaster.
So let's just call this what it is, the project leadership problem. It's the simple truth that without clear roles, you don't really have a project. You've got to gamble. And in the high-stakes world of business, gambling is a losing game. You know, you can think of a project kind of like a relay race. Every single leg of that race, from the first spark of an idea all the way to the final sprint, needs a dedicated runner. And if you don't know who's supposed to be running which leg, well, you're going to drop the baton. So who are these runners, and how do we make sure they're all running in the right direction?
Well, the answer lies in a simple but really profound distinction that has the power to cut through all that chaos like a hot knife through butter. It's the difference between being accountable and being responsible. And I promise you, understanding this is going to change the way you look at projects forever.
Okay, so let's break this down. It's a simple idea, but it's so powerful. The accountable person is the one who ultimately owns the outcome. They are the captain of the ship. The responsible people, they're the crew, the ones doing the hands-on work. For example, think about building a new app. The head of product might be accountable for its success in the market, but the developers, the designers, the marketers, they're all responsible for actually building and launching it. See, it's a clear chain of command.
So when we talk about the accountable person, we mean the person where the buck absolutely stops. They have the final say, the veto power, they have the ultimate ownership of whether the project succeeds or fails. No ifs, ands, or buts. There is no passing the blame here.
And then you have the responsible people. These are your doers, the folks in the trenches making things happen. But, and this is the really key part, they're not just working in a vacuum. They are directly responsible to that accountable person. And that right there, that creates this crystal clear line of communication and authority. And this is the golden rule. It is absolutely non-negotiable. It's the law of project leadership. Accountability cannot be delegated or shared. It has to be a solo act, a burden that can only be carried by one single person. And trust me, this is where the magic really happens.
We call this the rule of one. And honestly, it's the secret sauce of successful projects. One objective, one outcome, and one person in charge. It's the simple, elegant solution to all the chaos of modern project management.
Okay, so we've got this rule of one. That leads to the big question, the million-dollar question really. Who is this mysterious, all-powerful person? What do we call them, and what's their secret?
Well, let me introduce you to the Senior Responsible Owner, or SRO for short. And listen, this isn't just some fancy job title. This role is the living, breathing personification of accountability. It's the linchpin that holds the entire project together.
You see, the SRO isn't just there to check boxes on a project plan. No way. They are the guardian of the project's soul. Their job is to make sure that it delivers real, tangible value to the business.
So what does an SRO actually do all day? I can tell you it's not just about sitting in endless meetings and signing off on reports. It's about getting hands-on and actively shaping the project's destiny through a set of core, non-negotiable duties.
And this first duty, it's a total game changer. The SRO's job doesn't just stop when the project is delivered. No, they are on the hook for the long-term value, the real-world impact. They're the one who has to look the CEO in the eye a year later and say, yes, this project was worth every single penny.
Next up, the SRO is the ultimate decision maker.
They have to wade into those messy, treacherous waters of stakeholder politics and make the tough calls that nobody else wants to make. Yeah, they're the one who has to be the bad guy and say no to that shiny new feature that would completely derail the entire project.
And on top of all that, the SRO has to be the project's biggest cheerleader. They're its champion in the boardroom and its defender down in the trenches. When budgets get tight, they're the one making the case for funding. When priorities shift, they're the one reminding everyone why this work matters. They sell the vision, they build the alliances, and they secure the resources to make it all a reality.
And last but definitely not least, the SRO is basically the architect of the project's success. They're the one who builds the whole system of checks and balances that's going to keep it on track. They have to make sure the project isn't just a great idea, but that it's a well-oiled machine.
The easiest way to think about this is like a 3-layered shield. The first line, that's the project team on the front lines, dealing with the everyday risks. The second line is like the sergeants, making sure the soldiers are doing their job correctly. And that third line, that's the generals, taking that bird's-eye view to make sure the whole army is ready for battle. And the SRO, they're the commander-in-chief, accountable for that entire defense system.
So what's the big takeaway here? What's the bottom line? It's really simple. Clarity is king. When you know who's in charge, you're not just hoping for success, you're engineering it. You're stacking the deck in your favor right from the very beginning.
Because when you have that single point of accountability, it's like a lighthouse in a storm. That fog of ambiguity just lifts, the path forward becomes clear, and everyone on the team can actually move forward with confidence. It is the difference between being lost at sea and having a clear course to your destination.
So I want to leave you with a question, a challenge, really. Right now, on your project, can you name the one person who will be the hero if it succeeds and the scapegoat if it fails? If you can't answer that question instantly, well, you've just discovered a ticking time bomb right at the heart of your project, and it's only a matter of time before it explodes.
If you like this video, then like, subscribe, and share with your near and dear people P10. Let's grow smarter together.